So when it comes to an anime adaptation, fans can be extremely picky with how things are adapted from the manga, and for me, I just want the artistic intention of the manga to shine through with some pretty good animation, sometimes great. Now, one thing that does get to me sometimes is censorship. Censorship in an anime where scenes in the manga are more violent or more descriptive, and then it kind of just seems toned down in the anime in a way that doesn't get the point across. I'm talking about this because in the most recent episode of My Hero Academia Season 6, there's a moment like this with Shigaraki, and more than anything, it confuses me. My Hero Academia has had censorship before, but it's also extremely inconsistent. There's times where they show a lot, sometimes you could argue more than the manga. And then other times they completely remove the blood or the weight of the scene by censoring it. And it just confuses me because I don't know why they do this. I feel like it's more of a director's choice maybe than even the studio being limited to, oh, we have to censor it for TV. Because again, they've shown a lot worse. And even in this episode, they show Gran Torino being impaled with a lot of blood. While I don't know the exact reasoning for this, I do understand some of the not necessarily outrage, but discontent with it at the least. It is annoying, especially when the scene, in this case, Shigaraki and Deku in their fight, Deku has his arm breaking Shigaraki's jaw, and it doesn't really seem like that in the anime. And in the next episode, we're supposed to see Shigaraki's face completely distorted and his jaw broken, so I don't know how they're gonna adapt that. I hope they don't get rid of it because it takes away the weight of how angry Deku is and how much he wants to save Aizawa and his friends, and I kind of want that intention and artistic intent to stay. Without it, I feel like the adaptation is failing to do a good job. When I think of how censorship hasn't been used in My Hero Academia's anime, I think back to Endeavor's fight with the Hayanomu and how his face and eye literally gets blown and blood is shooting everywhere, and they didn't really censor that at all. I think it was done perfectly. We see a lot of censorship with how Shigaraki uses his quirk. In the anime, it depicts it more like a dust and things kind of just crumbling and cracking apart, whereas in the manga, it's very bloody and more violent. But again, I kind of understand this, and I don't have too much problem with it compared to some other ways censorship is used in the anime. Overall, though, I mean, again, the season has done really well, and there's been scenes that weren't even in the manga as far as censorship. I mean, we see more of Twice, I think, bleeding, or at least a decent amount of it. I don't know if it was more. But yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see next week to, see really the impact of this. I hope they don't just completely get rid of the fact that Deku did that much damage to Shigaraki and just keep his face intact, because, again, that's kind of just ruining the artistic intent of Horikoshi. But I don't want to jump the gun too fast, so I guess we'll just wait and see. So yeah, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.